Hi students, you are welcome to my channel Physics Philo. Today we discuss about the motion. Though it looks simple, but there are many things inside the motion, and most of the students in my class I feel they are in confusion. They are always in doubtful, sir, how oscillation is related to the simple harmonic motion, whether simple harmonic motion is oscillation or not, what is non-SHM. There are many doubts are there in the students' mind regarding the motion. Again, I am telling, though it looks simple, but the thing is not that much of simple. Therefore, we have chosen this topic today, the motion. And today we discuss the basic things of the motion. What are the types of motion? Okay, let's start. Motion. When a body moves, then we call motion. If its body is at rest, that means x equal to 0. When body is moving, we call this is in the motion. But a body can move in different ways. In the different ways, whatever you observe inside around you, you will find that many motion is happening. Suppose someone is walking on the road, birds are flying, earth is moving around the sun, you are swimming in the parks. There are varieties of motion, but how we can differentiate one motion to other motion? So first is, whatever motion you are seeing, they are divided into two categories. One is non-periodic and another is periodic. So first we have to know what is non-periodic and what is periodic. So first we have to understand what is periodic. So the best example is, most of the students you might have attended the classes and it is mentioned in timetable, this is the first period, this is the second period, this is the third period. What does it mean? That means if your class hour is 45 minutes, that means after each 45 minutes another teacher will come. Then when this 45 minutes over, another teacher will come. That means if something is happening periodically, if something is happening after a regular interval of time, this type of motion is called periodic motion. But if somebody is walking on the road, then they don't have any link with in how much time, after which time the motion again it will repeat. Or when you can find in the cricket, when some batsman is batting and it is running, then it doesn't have any time limit. Sometimes it may go fast, sometimes it may go slow. So therefore, whatever the motion we are seeing around us, it is two types. One is non-periodic and another is periodic. Non-periodic is there is no time period for that motion. The example is a vehicle moving on the road, because there is no time period. The same motion is not repeating. But if you consider the earth is moving around the sun, then you can find for one rotation there is a fixed time. Now when this time will be over, then another rotation will start. When this time will be over, then another rotation will start. So there are many examples where you can find the same motion is repeating after a period. So when any motion is repeating after a fixed interval of time, this type of motion is called the periodic motion. So whatever motion we are seeing, we can classify first in the two categories, periodic and non-periodic. So we will now focus upon the periodic motion, because it is occurring with a regular interval of time, and we can easily calculate the things which is related to the periodic motion. Again, the periodic motion, the example is earth is moving around the sun. It is divided into two categories. One is oscillatory motion and another is non-oscillatory motion. It is very interesting. Just listen me. Oscillatory motions means the motion is happening with a regular interval of time. And the non-oscillatory motion also, it is also happening with a regular interval of time. But what is the difference? You see, oscillatory motion, in case of oscillatory motion, suppose a swing on the park and the child, it is just hanging in the swing. So you can feel the swing is repeating, it is occurring the same motion with the regular interval of time, and it is moving around a fixed positions. In case of swing, if you see, it is, if this is a swing, then you can find it is moving around a fixed positions. It is oscillatory motion because the motion is repeating with regular interval of time, but it is around a fixed point. In the case of non-oscillatory motions, though it is also periodic, but it is not around a fixed point. There is no mean position, there is no equilibrium positions. When we are considering earth is rotating around the sun, that means if the sun is there, earth is just rotating around the sun. There is no mean point. There is no to and fro motion. Here you can find the motion is to and fro motion. Here this is rotating, because it is rotating around the sun. That means though it is periodic, but it is not moving around a fixed positions. It is rotating. So we can say though both the types of motion are periodic, but one is oscillatory, it is also periodic, and another is non-oscillatory, it is also periodic. The oscillatory motion means the motion which is happening with a regular interval of time and around a mean position and equilibrium position. But in non-oscillatory motion, though it is periodic, but there is no mean positions, there is no to and fro motions. The next come to the oscillatory motion. The oscillatory motion what we talk, it is to and fro motion around the mean position, and the best example is swing in the park. Then this oscillatory motion I can divide into two categories. One is simple harmonic motion, another is non-simple harmonic motion. What we got here? First it should be oscillatory, means the motion should be to and fro. In this case, simple harmonic case also it should be to and fro. And in case of non-simple harmonic motion also it is to and fro. But what is the difference is here? When simple harmonic motion, the best example is the simple pendulum. Here the best example is simple pendulum. So what the simple pendulum is doing? It is moving like this. It is moving like this. So when you see the pendulum at that position, that means its displacement is in this direction. At that time, the restoring force occurs which drive this pendulum towards the mean position. And this displacement depend upon the restoring force which is against the displacement. So in this case, in the simple harmonic case, your force, restoring force depend upon the displacement of the body. Force is directly proportional to the displacement of the body. But if you consider the non-simple harmonic motion, here force doesn't depend upon x. Though it is oscillatory, but the restoring force doesn't depend upon x. And the example is motion in the crankshaft. Like crankshaft means there is two things it is attached. And when this will move, this will also move, but it will be like here the motion will be like this to and fro, and it is connected with the another wheel. When this wheel will move, then this will move, but this will be like this. And here the force which is helping to move this wheel to and fro motion, oscillation, but the force doesn't depend upon the x. Or you can find this non-simple harmonic motion in the case of the children. You might have seen the children when they use a toy, wood toy. There is a wood toy children generally use. You can find there is a bar is like this, and the bar face is connected to the wheel. So when the wheel will rotate, then the bar face will be moved like this to and fro motion. This is also example. But here the restoring force and the force which is helping the displacement, it is not the directly proportional to, it is a different types of motion. Though it is oscillatory motions, but here force doesn't depend upon the displacement. So here force depend upon the displacement, and the best example is simple pendulum. But mathematically if we solve the simple harmonic motion, we will find the solution y equal to a sin omega t or y equal to a cos omega t. That means at least one simple harmonic function will be there, either sine or cos. But in case of non-simple harmonic motion, you can find the combination of the two different types of harmonic functions. So if it is either a sin omega t or cos omega t, then we can say simple harmonic motion. If it is a combination of three different types of harmonic function, then we will go this is non-simple harmonic motion. This is mathematically we can distinguish. Again come to this simple harmonic motion. The example what we have considered the simple pendulum. Again also the motion of the simple pendulum can be divided in the three major categories. One is called the free oscillations, another is the damped oscillations, and the third is the forced oscillations. So many students have doubt whether the oscillation is related to the simple harmonic motion or not. Then we should clear that simple harmonic motion is itself an oscillatory motion. And this simple harmonic motion is divided into free oscillation, damped oscillation, forced oscillation. It means simple harmonic motion is nothing but the oscillation. It is a type of oscillations, and further the same simple harmonic oscillation also you can say it is divided three categories: free oscillations, damped oscillations and forced oscillations. Let's discuss the free oscillations. So where a pendulum, the same example, come to the same one, the pendulum is at first you have to give some external force, then you have to remove, so that the pendulum will move like this. So if you will do this experiment in the classroom or in the home, you can find after certain time the ball it is coming to at rest. So why it is happening? Because there is a air resistance in your room, so that when the ball is moving, the air is resisting, so that their force is, their energy is reducing with time. So when the energy is reducing with the time, the ball is coming to at rest. But what will do? If you totally evaporate the room, there will be no air. Then what will happen? If there will be no air, and there is a glass container, your pendulum is there, you just apply the force and the system is totally vacuum, what will happen? It will oscillate and there will be no loss of energy and the amplitude will be maintained forever. Suppose you have done that experiment and you die also, but the oscillation will continue because there will be no resistance. Then the oscillations where there will be no resistance and the amplitude is maintained forever, this type of oscillation is called the free oscillation, and the example is pendulum in vacuum. Let's jump to the another example, simple harmonic motion. It is called the damped oscillations. Damped means reducing. That means if any oscillations it is reducing, that means if its amplitude, so at first this is the amplitude, then amplitude like this, then amplitude like this, then amplitude like this. If it is decreasing with time, if the amplitude is decreasing with the time, that means the energy is reducing, that type of oscillation is called the damped oscillations. And the example that I discussed, pendulum in air, because there is a resistance, due to the resistance it will die. But in case of free oscillation, if you see, its amplitude is always constant. If you die also, it will maintain its amplitude because there is no loss of energy. Then the last is forced oscillations. In the forced oscillation, the name only you can realize, that means you are giving some extra force. That means when you started the experiment, suppose you started the experiment in the air and you find the amplitude is decreasing with the time due to the presence of air, at that time you have to push externally, again you have to push some force, so that again it will maintain its amplitude. But as it is inside a air resistance, suppose one time you give the force, after some time again it will reduce, so you have to again apply force. That means your applied force should be periodic, so that the amplitude will be maintained. That means if we will apply periodically, if we apply the externally periodically force to the system to maintain its amplitude, then we call this is the forced oscillations. Or the example is, we can find when the swing, when the child is swinging in this path, you can find when its amplitude is decreasing, again it pushes its legs on the ground to maintain the same amplitude, because he is giving the externally periodic force, because one time they will give and let, then it won't continue. So periodically they have to give the external force to maintain the amplitude, and this is called the forced oscillations. So today we have discussed the types of motions, and you can find the distinguish between the simple harmonic motion and the forced oscillations. And the next class we will discuss about the equation of motion of the simple harmonic motions and what are the differences between the three types of oscillations: free oscillation, damped oscillation and forced oscillation, because these things are very much important for the engineering aspect. Mostly the engineering students, they need to know these things. In the next class we will discuss. Okay, thank you.